Alright, hello everybody, and welcome back to episode 7 of our Schedule 1 Permadeath, Perma-Arrest, Forever World. And I'm kind of trying something new with my mic today. I'm moving it over to the side. I don't know how this sounds, but this is where my mic would normally be. Most likely I'm going to have to move it and relocate it, but I'm trying to kind of customize the setup to accommodate for it. I'm used to having my mic completely attached to my headset. Right now, that is the case anymore. So, yeah, we'll try to figure out a new configuration. And today I have a very specific question in game that I'd like to try and figure out. I want to try and figure out how many coke bricks can I get per day using vanilla properties, right? And I'm talking with every single property designated toward that task. I want to try to find that out. Yeah, I think that would be really interesting data to have. I can't really seem to get my wireless working for chat, so probably just gonna have to forego that. All right. Hello, Claire. You got home an hour ago from the hospital. How are you settling in? And how's your pain? Just one moment. Maybe I can do something about the internet here. Where is it?
No, just the drawer.
All right, we whipped out the old signal extender. That might fix it right up in a jiffy. Let's see. Happy to be alive. Yeah, it's good to see you, Anna. Good to see you, Claire. It looks like my YouTube is struggling to load. Give me one more moment. Yeah, connect to this one. That's the new one. All right, well, let's get started with this right here. So I'm not going to be able to have a designated packager here. Yeah, because if let's say I use the mod where I transport completed products from one property to another, technically my workers have to walk to do that. So that would fudge the data of how many bricks I'm able to produce per day, right? If we want to get an accurate measure of how many bricks per day I'm able to do, then we have to work within vanilla constraints. And once we have data regarding vanilla constraints, we can move on to, like, you know, other mod-based builds where perhaps I'm able to use like a packager here and shit. But I want to get sort of a vanilla framework for how many bricks per day of coke I'm able to make. And a lot of this is going to be like, we're going to try out different botanist layouts, drying rack layouts, and we're going to try to get data for how to get the most heavenly bricks per day. Damn it, yeah, I don't know. My wireless is acting up. Can't really seem to get chat open. But I'll try again soon. Alright, we're gonna have to visit our stores and see what shit I have to buy. Well, we have plenty of leftover drying racks. Two lab ovens and 2 cauldrons, so I would need to get some more of those. We have plenty of cash for it. All right, looks like I managed to get chat open. Right on. Hello, Mbad. Hello, buddy. Howdy. How are you doing? And the dude abides. How are you? Yeah, me and Zuzi went to town today. We had a good day. And my buddy in Canada is getting married. in a few days, so I like recorded a speech for him and his wife since I can't attend. Yeah. Happy for them, buddy. Okay. So we're laundering. It's only active for the next 8 hours, but I have plenty of cash for the rest. We're making really good Scooby snacks, $685 price per unit, and that can sustain us for a good long time. All right. Schedule that for late tonight. So I'm gonna go get some more lab ovens and cauldrons. I don't know how many we're gonna want, but I think if I make sure I have like 12 of each, then we're good. So we'll buy 10 of each. All right. And given the fact that we're gonna have to produce the bricks in-house, I'm gonna bring a brick press over there. We already have a lot of these, but I will need more grow-op shit. And I've heard tell that potentially air pots are faster for coke, but apparently you have to be using 3 additives. We are going to be involving additives in our test to see what the fastest methods of production are. Oh, yeah, no problem, Mbad. No problem, buddy. We'll get through it. If they tear down a few bricks, I'll replace 6. You know what I mean? Yeah, my castle's gonna grow regardless. How many? I know I have a minimum of like 10 moisture preserving pots and full spectrum lights, stands. It looks like I have 12. Wait, 20 lights, 18 moisture preserving pots. Okay, I have 2 more right here, so that's 20 moisture preserving pots, 20 grow lights, and 20 suspension racks. Okay, and for complete testing, how much money do I need for all of my laundering operations combined? I believe it's 60 grand, so I still have some wiggle room here. Yeah, let's get 20 air pots, and then we can switch them up every now and then. All right. Good to see you too, Biden. Good to see you too, buddy. How are you doing? Yeah, the smoking gun, where I'm concerned, to show bad acting on YouTube's part, is I uploaded a comparison of images where I had a Dragon Age stream that got 23 likes, but it also had 23 concurrent viewers, or like 25 or something like that. And the statistical probability that every single person who was attending clicked like on it is extremely unlikely. I compared that to a Schedule 1 stream that took place a couple weeks prior, where my max concurrent viewers, rather than being 25, was actually 117, right? So in order for me, it had the same amount of likes too. The Dragon Age one, which allegedly only had 25 concurrent viewers, had 23 likes, right? Almost 1-to-1. But the Schedule 1 stream had 117 concurrent viewers at peak, and it had 27 likes. So how did I get 23 likes on the stream with 25 concurrent viewers, which was longer than the Schedule 1 stream, by the way, and also at the same time get 117 concurrent viewers with 27 likes? It's like the same amount of likes, but a vastly disproportionate viewer count, and YouTube admitted to me. I uploaded a screenshot of that too to X, where Gilbert, the guy I was talking to, he admitted that my channel, what's most likely happening to it is de-spamming, they called it. De-spamming. They're counting a lot of my views as not real because people like to lurk in my stream. So basically they're saying every lurker in my stream doesn't count as a viewer, and I'm not getting ad revenue for those people. And they're probably pocketing the ad revenue of those viewers for themselves, right? Hello, old fart. Welcome, buddy. Welcome. We're doing okay, buddy. We're doing okay. Yeah, every day above ground, right? How are you doing? You're well. You're well. Glad to hear that, buddy. Glad to hear it. All right, so we have everything that we need for a setup. I'm gonna fill up the company van. You got cash, Molly? 700 bucks. Where is the mystery machine? Where did I leave it? It looks like it's down there at the bungalow. All right. Let's grab the van. Nobody's mixing. Maybe it's wages. Probably wages. No, not the wages. What's going on here? Oh. When I accessed it, things started working. Hell, I'll access all of them. Yeah, it's moving. Okay. For some reason, in order to activate all of it, I had to interact with it, but we're good now. Either way, we don't really have to worry about products. We've stockpiled quite a bit of Scooby snacks. Who reported me? I have a sneaking suspicion that it was probably just Rob. Because remember, he was making videos about people who view bot, and I was the one who said, well, look, I'm getting crazy spikes in views, but I'm not view botting, and it's possible that that's happening to other people besides me, right? And he might have reported my channel there and then, when I advocated for, like, don't assume everyone's view botting, assume that some people are receiving bots, but not actively doing it. Don't report everyone as though it's malicious, right? Like, don't assume malice in everybody who's having view spikes, because they might be completely inculpable, like having nothing to do with it, right? But I think he might have reported me there and then. And when I brought up what was happening to me on his channel, I commented on his video in which I was featured. He brought up my channel in that video. I went into the comment section and I told him what was happening to me, and I asked him if he reported me, and I didn't get an answer. He deleted my comment. Yeah, either that or like he has to review comments before they get posted, which is possible, but he might have deleted my comment. It was no longer there when I refreshed the page and clicked newest. It was gone. This was after like 10 or 15 minutes. Right? Yeah, well, you know what? It's possible that what I'm going through right now is a result of all of that, you know? So I've been active on X. I've been trying to point out these odd discrepancies in my viewership with Team YouTube, seeing where it goes. They kept on fucking... It's crazy, because the one support guy, Gilbert, that I was talking to, all but verified that my channel was being de-spammed, so to speak. So all those North American lurkers that I have, like, you know, the people who tune in from North America during their night shifts, right? They're assuming that those aren't real viewers, and I'm making nothing from their presence, as indicated by the discrepancy that I showed you guys in those images from the Dragon Age stream and the Schedule 1 stream, which I explained just recently earlier in this stream, right? Yeah, and it's crazy, buddy. It's crazy. And as I was saying, I actually got transferred to a higher level of creator support. So Gilbert passed me on to his boss, if he was even a real person. Might have been an AI transferring me to an AI, because they seemed so robotic and lifeless. But Gilbert transferred me to Claire, and Claire tried to go back on everything Gilbert had just said and explain that, no, this is just the natural evolution of your views. And I was getting gaslit. 100% I was getting gaslit, right? I did see your comment about Brian, old fart, but I feel like Brian, I don't know if I buy it. He's very successful, and And I don't think that it's a platform-wide thing. I think it's personal. I think it's my channel. And it's because I got involved with Rob's crusade of viewbotting. And I got falsely reported for doing it, and now I'm suffering back end, under the hood, YouTube side consequences from it, right? Yeah, well, according to YouTube, when I talked to them today, people who don't engage aren't real viewers. And that's crazy because in order for me to get 23 likes on the stream, there's like a minimum requisite that I have like 80 concurrent viewers at some point in the day. Like my viewership needs to be high in order for me to get 23 likes on the stream. As indicated, when I had 27 likes on the Schedule 1 stream, where there was 117 concurrent viewers, right? If you're going to stream for many hours, you need a lot of people to get 23 likes. And the people who like are always in the minority of the people who watch. So there's always a significant amount of difference between the max concurrent viewers at peak and the likes that you got. Usually the concurrent viewers is drastically higher, right? It has to be, in order for that percentage of those who watch compared to those who click like to actualize. It's always a very large differential, you know? You know at least 2 other streamers that are saying the same thing besides Brian? Maybe they're rolling out some sort of like AI content, like maybe it's an overcorrection. If it is indeed happening to multiple people, what I was told today is that they, in essence, what they're doing is they're impacting my channel and they're carefully observing each viewer to try and de-spam my account. And apparently it's a prolonged process that's only temporary. So apparently it's gonna be ongoing, and I might notice a trickle back up to where I was, but that depends on how many of the lurkers from North America they deem not bots, right? Because how the hell can YouTube tell? I mean, of course you can track a channel's engagement and stuff, and you can observe their patterns, but what is the likelihood that this becomes a permanent consequence for my channel, Brian's channel, anybody else's? And what formula are they using to differentiate between a bot and an actual viewer? And would YouTube admit that somebody who tunes into a live stream while working their night shift so they can listen on a headphone, even if they're not watching it, would they admit that that should count as a view regarding monetization? Because somebody who hears an ad is no different than someone who watches one. It should count regarding filling the pocket of the streamer or content creator, right? High viewers nowadays is something to scare off and not be proud of? Possibly. High viewers means the rapid spread of opinions, so maybe they're trying to bloat as many streams with bots as they can so they can turn around and start shrinking social spaces and social media, making the echo chambers tighter pockets, right? Trying to stop public discourse by shrinking public spaces, except now digitally instead of physically. I couldn't tell you, buddy. Yeah. It's crazy. Like, it's definitely a smoking gun. The way that I compared that Dragon Age stream to the Schedule 1 stream, in order for me to reach likes in the 20s, I need to have a very successful stream. And the amount of concurrent viewers typically has to greatly exceed that like counter. You need that in order for the ratio to come true, because the ratio on all videos regarding likes and views is always the same. Massive views, fraction of the likes, right? You're lucky in a lot of channels if you get like 1/8 of the likes that you got views on a video or a live stream, right? Damn straight, man. Thank you, buddy. And speaking of Schedule 1, let's put all the fucked up shit in the back of our mind and let's start making some coke. So I bought a whole bunch of shit. The question is, you know what? No, we are not going to be doing any sort of mixing for this operation. Essentially, all we're going to be doing is seeing how many bricks per day we can output with a vanilla warehouse to start. Yeah. I restarted all the laundering operations. We're going to have to get past the checkpoint here, but I have very limited contraband on me. I can let them search my car. They won't find the mushrooms. All right, check the trunk. Yeah, buddy, that's it. I got nothing to hide. We're good. No issues. Right on. That's what I tried to tell you. You can trust me. Don't forget to shop Scooby Snacks. Okay, so we do have some employees that were like overflow employees from other locations that we had sent here. Our A-team, so to speak. We got Brian, Donald, Mark, Margaret, and Anna. Anna. Anna, right? Oh, man. Okay. YouTube are possibly a bunch of left. Well, I find these days in management of a lot of corporations, you're going to see a whole bunch of leftists, whole bunch of Karens, whole bunch of bad actors where they're trying to protect America with censorship. Looking at you, COVID, right? Bunch of people giving honest testimony to their side effects, having their posts be labeled as disinformation for the safety of the public, wouldn't want to cause no vaccine hesitancy, right? YouTube was involved, hired by the Biden administration to do just that. A streamer named Dusthound actually contacted YouTube when the big jump in viewers happened in his streams, and YouTube told him that there was no way bots could impact his channels that way. They told him not to worry about it. He was concerned that they would ban his channel for botting. Hello, Minnow Babin. Hello. It's been a while. How are you doing? And Gamer Fam, lovely to see you. Lovely to see you. How are you? His argument to them was that he supposedly had 200 people in chat, but only 10 actually talking. Yeah. It's been happening, right? Very odd fluctuations. We've been observing these fluctuations ever since I was playing Vintage Story a month and a half ago. And we were taken aback because we almost thought that I had tapped a gold mine and that my Vintage Story content was going to be the defining content for my channel, reaching upwards of 1,900 concurrent viewers. And then it turned out it was actually, it could have been view bots that somebody had brought into the stream. It could have been, at first we thought it was an algorithmic thing. We thought that YouTube was pushing sleepers into my stream and that, you know, a whole bunch of people would even comment saying, I just woke up here. That's why I don't think it was view bots. I think it was algorithmic. I think it was YouTube's end. Because how many people became viewers to this channel because they woke up in my stream while sleeping because they left autoplay on? How many people? How often? You guys remember the turnouts that we were having. Every fucking stream, it was some next fucking half asleep Snoop Dogg. Like, I don't know how I got here, but I like it. How many people, you know? All right, I didn't fill up the van, but we already got past the police checkpoint. They might let us go through again unless it's time-based, but I might have to let them search me. But now that we have the mystery machine from the bungalow, we're gonna fill it up with all the stuff that we bought. Am I gonna do any mixing? Oh, wait. Oh, shit! Oops. Okay, I obviously don't want to get arrested, so let's bounce. I was hoping, for a second there, I was like, wait, I can reason with them. It was an accident, but no, that isn't how this works. All right, let's go in the sewer and get away easy. I know my way around here a hell of a lot better than they do. Oh shit, sorry, Javier, I misclicked, buddy. Now it's 13 people in and 12 likes. That makes sense. But if we only have, like, you know, come the end of the stream, if there's like 30 likes and there was only 30 max concurrent people, even over the course of a few hours, that's an unrealistic number. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Because honestly, the only streams in which I ever pulled in 30 likes was one where the amount of concurrent viewers greatly exceeded that figure. It's proportional. It's always been proportional. Oh, I feel bad, Javier. I kind of turned you down, buddy. Here, you have this for tonight. I'll even sell it to you below my asked market value. All right, the barricade is still up, unfortunately. Shit, are they gonna take this apart? Maybe when they get back. I don't know. Can I get my van through here? Is there like any way that you can get a beeper through this? Probably not, eh? Shit. Alright. I'm just gonna dump stuff into the van then. And bring stuff on foot. Wait, this might work. I removed the contraband from the trunk. I don't think they'll care about a machete. Alright, let's go. You're doing good, eh, Menno? Glad to hear it. Non-subbed people were getting moved into his channel. Some of Brian's streams, yeah. And it's crazy how now they're what? De-spamming channels, they called it. It's weird, buddy. Maybe YouTube is trying to pivot now. Maybe for a while YouTube was putting more people into live streams. And now they're worried about being busted for it. Because honestly, live streams, I had this theory before. Live streams get a shitload of more. You get more gifted memberships and super chats in live streams because of the social nature of it. So maybe they were trying to grow that part of YouTube, the live streaming part, more, right? Dedicating more resources to it. And now they're trying to backtrack on it because they realize that if they have been doing that for the past several months, then that would create an ecosystem where, well, they were creating like a sort of a sense of favoritism for live stream creators at the expense of video creators. So now, hear me out, maybe my views are going down because they're balancing it out. So it's kind of like when you're used to preferential treatment for so long, equality feels like injustice, right? So maybe because I've been getting more of the slice of pie, now they're trying to balance out the algorithm so that people get redirected into videos as much as streams. Now it feels like I'm suffering an injustice when really I'm getting the normal amount of views when there's not algorithmic favoritism being applied to live streamers. I don't know, but I'm willing to entertain that as a possibility at least. But whether that's true or my prior theory, it still results in nefarious implications for YouTube as a platform. Their decision making, I mean, either they were trying to capitalize on the social relationships of streams to garner more income for the platform at the expense of video creators, or they are using inflated view numbers as a pretext to de-spam live streamers and shrink those public spaces and the incomes of those creators. None of which are a good look, right? Now Brian's streams are not even breaking 2K concurrent viewers. Yeah, buddy, something's definitely up. All right, let's go get a soda. I'm just gonna make it so I can drive through there without worrying about shit. Scarily enough, this is still permadeath. Even if it is a forever world. Let's go grab more shit. We have a whole bunch of backed up coca seeds here. I kind of forgot that I have a backpack, so I'll use it. This doesn't affect the final amount of bricks in the end. We'll still have an accurate final sum of bricks, even if I use the backpack to help set things up, make it easier for me. Some of the mods can stay. We just can't transfer stuff between properties if I want an accurate test of bricks per day at the warehouse. I'm gonna grab huge storage chests. I don't know if I'll use large because they're kind of niche. Large storage chests are very niche. Lockers I could bring. We'll need lockers. I'll have to buy more tomorrow. The mixing station we don't need. The AC units I will. In fact, I'm going to want to buy more of those. We're pretty much full up. So we're going to take this load over there. We got some deals that we can do after we've set things up a little bit more. Yeah. Yeah, YouTube is experimenting. You know what I think it is Google is trying to find ways to incorporate the AI into its algorithm, and it's causing all sorts of problems and glitches. And I stand by my theory that perhaps it's possible that YouTube was using Google's AI. YouTube was using Google's AI to, like, am I wrong about this? Like, doesn't Google own YouTube, or am I thinking of Disney? Here, does Google own YouTube? YouTube was bought by Google 19 years ago today. So yes, this theory is perfectly valid. Just so you guys know, Google owns YouTube, and Google also is one of the world leaders in artificial intelligence. So it's possible that Google is making a whole bunch of fake AI accounts, AI-driven accounts, so that it can put those accounts into streams and generate more ad revenue for the platform's income, significantly boosting its profit margin. If I'm a tiny streamer and I'm getting 1,900 people, right? If Brian Menard is going from like 2,000 all the way up to 25,000, imagine that on a large platform-wide scale, the amount of extra ad revenue they would generate if they had bots on the platform inflating those view numbers, right? Each bot generating ad revenue more and more over time. Just think about that. Think about a platform as massive as YouTube, the amount of viewership it always pulls, and then consider the amount, like the stake that they would have in doing that, right? Imagine how happy the shareholders would be. Except now, it's possible that because of all this talk of view botting, a lot more eyes are on it, right? Okay. I'm missing 2 lab ovens, I think. That's okay. Probably just couldn't take it all. So we have a shitload of stuff here, and we can kind of start setting up. All right. By the way, guys, do I sound like clear and concise? I'm trying my mic in a new location, and I'm wondering how it sounds. I'm not speaking directly into it. It's kind of like to my right. All right, put that there. This will be a supply shelf for sure. So let's start getting everything set up, starting with some plants. Maybe I should go hire some employees first. It's usually the easiest place to start because then you know how much labor you have. I don't know the correct ratios. We're going to be learning that too over time. I need to learn the right ratio of like drying racks to growing botanists to AC units and all that, right? Like we have a lot of data collection to do. And I know that using additives used to be like the best thing you could do for coke production per day, but that was before AC units. So I don't know if it's going to be better for us to focus on AC units or if it's going to be better for us to focus on additives, right? True, old fart. That seems, well, it seems possible, yeah. It sounds slightly hollow and lower in volume, eh? Well, yeah, I don't know. I could increase the gain, perhaps. I have noticed there might be an echo involved with my mic, but I think that's because of the stone room. We have to put some stuff on the walls and make it less echoey. Yeah, and we have no idea, like, I have no idea whether or not AirPods would be better or not. I really have no clue. So maybe the first test I should do is we're going to do a test comparing the effectiveness of air pots to moisture preserving pots. How much space do I need in order to conduct this test? I think that's enough. Okay. Oh, I have more stuff in the backpack. Okay. Yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna fire up the botanists and we're just gonna watch them tomorrow. We're gonna see if they have any plants that they end up neglecting or not, right? Like various things like that. There's probably a maximum number of plants that you can feasibly apply to a botanist that he'll actually have time to attend to. So we're doing like a small scale setup here. I even already have the lockers for them. And we'll gather some data. For the purpose of the testing, I should probably put their supplies right here. Yeah, so we have two pieces of data that we're trying to get through this test, okay? The first piece of data that we want to get is we want to find out how many plants each botanist can feasibly tend to when there's AC units involved, right? So how many coke plants with the moisture preserving pots and how many plants with the air pots, you know? Yeah. Put that here. Even heat distribution, put that there. So all these plants have maximum AC power. We're gonna need some trash cans laid out. Oh, the trash cans come secondary, like arguably they're optional, right? Move these over here. Grab those. And we're gonna put the supply shelf back here for now. Have a more organized testing space. All right. I won't be able to get through here, but then again, I don't have to. I just have to observe the results. We're gonna look at two things. I explained one of them, but not the other. We're gonna first find out how many plants each botanist is capable of tending to with the different setups, right? Moisture preserving and air pot. And then we're also gonna look at the volume, the amount of weed volume produced every single day over the course of a week in total. Yeah, so those two things, right? We're finding out not only the most efficient way, do we use air pots? Do we use moisture pots? If so, how many of each? And we're also going to be determining the amount of volume. So let's say we figure out the optimal number of air pots that a botanist is able to tend to, and we also figure out the optimal number of moisture preserving pots. We're then going to gather data on whether the air pots or the moisture pots outperform with that correct number of pots that can be tended. The sound seems a bit echoed. Okay, and how is this? When I have it right here, how is it? This is like right in front of me. This is the intended placement of it. It just, when it's here, it makes it hard to type. But as a stopgap solution, anytime I go into the browser to type, I could just move my mic over like this, right? Like I could make a habit of it if this sounded better and you guys felt that this orientation was more conducive to like clear speaking and pleasurable listening. Okay, so bowl cut. Let's assign bowl cut to the air pots. How are we gonna do this for maximum throughput and efficiency? We'll start him in the back, and then by the time he gets to the front, he'll probably have to go to the back again. We'll go clockwise. Wait, that's counterclockwise. Yeah, we're going counterclockwise. There we go. He's got 8 pots. His supplies are going to be over there in the back. We're just going to put a couple of lockers here for the testing period. I do have lockers. They're over here. Okay. I'm gonna want to get these guys started like at the same time, so all we have to do is have the cash in there before they start and then sleep, and then when the time freeze ends, they'll start working in synchronicity with each other. And we'll do the same thing counterclockwise, starting from the back corner. He actually, okay, started there, went down here. So this guy is going clockwise, but very much the same way. Okay. And this is the moisture and air pot with AC unit test. We can't activate it yet. I'm gonna need to go get some soil. Let's hang up the lights. Of course, for the testing purposes, we're gonna have to go from sunup to time freeze to make sure it's as accurate of a test as possible. Because if I go to sleep early, then I might interrupt tasks that I don't want to interrupt and fudge the data. Okay, so that's all set up. We have them properly assigned. Their supplies are right here. The other guy doesn't have a locker. Bowl cut does not have a locker. Okay, let's put just 2,000 bucks in there. More than enough for the testing period. And I need to go buy them more soil and probably more seeds. We need to meet up. North end of the overpass for the next 6 hours. Let's take the van. Wait, I have to leave this stuff behind. No echo and a much warmer voice. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, based on chat participation, this seems reasonable. It gets weird when we have a shitload of concurrent viewers, the same amount of chatters, and the same amount of likes. And it's like I said before, maybe when you're used to preferential treatment, equal footing feels like an injustice. Maybe YouTube has been inflating my streams with a shitload of excess viewers, making, you know, doing their nefarious things. Same with Brian's streams and whatever others, and maybe now it's back to the way it should be, and it feels like a punishment. And YouTube is running away with the bag that has bills falling out like a smooth criminal. Okay, so let's just get them like 80 extra long life soil. A whole bunch. Yeah, we need to have enough supplies for a solid week of testing. And then we have to go to the north end of the overpass for more seeds. Yeah, getting as many likes as concurrent viewers, like in the short time frame, it does seem legit. Over a longer time frame, though, that's when like the sleepers and the lurkers kind of come in, and it might grow into it. Well, it should. At least what I've been used to is that it grows. The discrepancy between likes and concurrent viewers grows over time because you get those lurkers, right? Okay, so we're pretty much good, actually. I think we can just go. I need to hire more employees, mind you. Let's hire, I guess, a handler to the docks. Deal. I hired 2, and then we'll get another chemist to the docks, followed by, I guess, another botanist and another botanist. So it's full, and we can obviously fire people and move things around later, but for now, the testing parameters that we're committing to do not require anything more than what we already have. I bought the soil, I bought the seeds. They have a lot for testing. We can fire them up first thing in the morning. I think I have a spare bed in here. I'm gonna take one of the warehouse so I can sleep there and monitor their work. Oh, and I need these 2 lab ovens right here. Oh, and I need these trash cans right here. Fuck yeah. Preparedness, measured now in gold, later in blood. Thank you, old fart. I appreciate that, buddy. I will. She's listening to her audiobook and preparing dinner right now, but I'll tell her you said hello. I always remember. It was good to see you, buddy. You never reported the channel? Okay, fair enough. I'll take you at your word. So, yeah, we've been talking about this back and forth, and I think it was just poor timing on your part. I think that when you got involved and you were stopping by, we've been talking about this extensively, actually. First, I have a question. When I post comments on your videos on that channel, do they penned review before they get officially posted? I mean, that would explain the missing comment, and if it was there afterward, then, you know, that would be proof of that. Do you penned comments for review before posting them to the videos? All right, let's lay these out. Okay. You do not penned any comments, nor do you delete them? Oof. Well, I tried to make a comment on it, and it ended up completely gone. Yeah, here, hang on. I'll go straight to it. Should have a notification here. Yeah, this was the one. I posted a comment here. Oh, wait. Was it this one? No, I don't believe it was. It's the prior one. Let me go check the prior one.
Viewbotting is like the herpes.
This is the one. I posted the comment here. Yeah, this is the one. That's the comment. For some reason, after I posted that, I refreshed the page like 8 times over the next 10 minutes, and it just didn't show up. Oh, wait, no, that's not the one. Yeah, it's gone. That is not the comment. Yeah, I posted a comment to this just earlier today, and when I sort by newest, it's not there. I don't know what it is. I'm taking you at your word. I believe you. I believe that you didn't. Yeah. I believe you. Either way, we've been talking about this up and down, and we have a few theories, Rob, so I'll fill you in. The first theory, like, I had a lot of evidence. I posted it to my ex, and I'll show you. Really weird discrepancies, right? So let's go here. I contacted Team YouTube in this thread. I'd like to show you these images, right? So I have a stream here with 25 concurrent viewers and 23 likes, right? It was long, 6 hours, 57 minutes, 25 viewer peak, and 23 likes after it was over, right? You know probably that that's very weird. Usually there is a big rift between the amount of concurrent viewers and the people who actually click like on it. Now, that was a long stream, so granted, it's possible that the 222 views were all different people and those likes trickled in. So although 25 viewers was the peak, the likes came in and accumulated over time. However, there's this other stream right here, which was shorter, had a much larger peak and a way higher average, and somehow got the same amount of likes, right? So it begs the question, and this was a long time ago. Well, it was March 2nd, and when I look at the analytics for my channel, there has been an immediate drop-off. Take a look at this right here. The games I was playing did not change before the drop-off happened, but you can see I have this, which is fairly, this was standard, 15 bucks a day typically, right? The low points were always in the 15. This was a 10. Pretty sure that was like a 2-hour stream. And we had these spikes, weird days where, as I told you, we would get crazy inflated viewership, which we think was YouTube. Google bought YouTube 19 years ago. Something like that, 16, 19 years ago. Google has an AI. We think Google's using the AI, or at least was, before scrutiny began, before creators like you started looking at it. Now, we think that they were using bots to flood live streams and benefit from the increased ad revenue, right? The shareholders would certainly benefit from that. There is a conflict of interest because Google has the AI and it owns YouTube. And ever since this, March 3rd, March 2nd, right? Normal parameters, 16 to 17, which is the same as it's always been with the odd good day, right? Except the drop off. So 1170, 886, 849, 646, 623, 522. It just decreases over and over again, right? And when I was talking to YouTube chat support today, this guy Gilbert actively admitted, I have a screenshot of this, to de-spamming my channel, basically differentiating between what is a real viewer and what is a fake one. But here's the catch. This tells me right here that the only real viewers that this counted during this stream were the ones who clicked like on it or the ones who chatted, and that would add up. Looking here, you see the peak 25 and the likes were 23, which means there's a suspicious correlation there between the people who were chilling and watching it and the people who clicked like on it. Average view duration was 27 minutes. That's a good long time. Average percentage viewed, 20% of the stream. So a lot of the people who went there were there for a good chunk of time, right? And it does seem like something has started to happen to the views on my channel. And apparently Brian Menard, another content creator, might be going through the same thing. Another live streamer. New game, take a look at this, all right? So for all this time, it's just been Schedule 1 and Sunless Skies, right? The drop-off actually began right here toward the tail end of Sunless Skies. Same game, but drastically different. I remember this stream on March 4th. I remember it. If we look at the concurrent viewers for both, let's check it out. So this was March 4th. So the concurrent viewers for this stream was 42. And that was surprising because just the day prior, on the 3rd, the concurrent viewership was 109. Yeah, now that was because of a raid. Well, I guess that checks out. Yeah, that does check out. It's weird though. I've noticed that now I'm not getting nearly the concurrent viewers, and it's been going on for like a week. And that's another one of my theories, just Rob. I think I was getting botted too. One of the things I said before is that when you're used to preferential treatment, equal footing looks like injustice, right? So apparently Brian Menard was pulling in 25,000 people for some streams, and now he's down to like 2,000. And his subscriber count was not increasing per day at a rate commensurate with his increased viewership, almost like bots were flooding his streams. And that correlates with what I experienced. So maybe what was happening was YouTube was putting more people into live streams. I was very specific about this. YouTube was putting more people into live streams at the expense of video creators. They were filling and flooding the live stream market, because what do live streams offer? Social relationships, therefore more super chats, more gifted memberships, right? More direct money, extra money in YouTube's pocket above and beyond the standard ad revenue that they would get for a video. So we actually have a theory here on this channel that YouTube, for a while now, ever since I was playing Vintage Story, because that's when the spikes in viewership started happening, we think that they've been flooding people into live streams to take advantage of parasocial relationships, stimulate membership gifting, stimulate super chats, and now that they're coming under scrutiny for it, and remember, putting all of the people leaving autoplay on into live streams and getting them acquainted with live streams hurts video creators, right? So it's like now they're backpedaling on it, and now my preferential treatment that I was receiving feels like injustice because they're no longer flooding people into my streams algorithmically, right? The amount of people while I was playing Vintage Story who, like Snoop Dogg after a joint, just woke up in my stream all drowsy and said, hey, I kind of like it here, it was staggering. And for a while we had a long running joke that people were waking up in my stream every day because the algorithm was funneling them there, right? You never saw a single stream where I had crazy viewers? It was, well, there's a couple I can show you. Look at this. This was one of the anomalies. 1,600 concurrent viewers with a peak of 750. You can see it just kind of, over the course of a couple hours, it's extremely rapid, right? And then compare that 11-hour, 54-minute stream right here. You can see there's like a cluster of super successful days, and then this next day, that just never happens. In fact, my peak in this stream is lower, significantly lower than the average in that prior stream. Like 238 peak compared to thousands. And this would happen. I'm trying to find the first time it happened because it's been happening for a while and there is a history with it. This might have been the first day that it happened. We'll go back a little bit further and we'll try to find out. But as you can see, there's like fluctuations. Yeah, peak 464. Let's go back a little further. Most of the time, I was lucky to get a peak of 80. I remember this time period very well. I was lucky to get a peak of 80. My normal viewership is right here, so it looks like it actually started happening between late October. Yeah, I had fluctuating viewership here. The real spikes, the inordinate spikes, because we can attribute a lot of this to maybe like it's the weekend or, you know, something like that. But going over here to Vintage Story, when you start to see these spikes, such as this one, these might even be the first ones that we saw. Right here, what day is this? 2,000 views and 34 likes with a shitload of dislikes. I remember this. This is actually a very important detail. The amount of dislikes I was getting was crazy. Look at this. And it's because people were being put into my stream who algorithmically had nothing to do with my content. It was putting people in who had no interest in gaming, no interest in Vintage Story, no interest in my channel. It was just funneling them in, and it was causing this massive amount of dislikes. Where did these viewers come from? Let's check up my engagement. Wait, where is that listed? Is it like reach? Proportion of your total traffic, 21% from a Google search, 21% from YouTube, 15.8% from Google, MSN. I don't know what Search Brave is. Content suggesting this live stream. That makes sense. Suggested videos, 75%. Browse features, 10%. Oh, I'll get to it, Delta. I'll get to it. I'm feeling the itch, buddy. I'll play 7 Days to Die again. I'm just waiting for the devs to cook it a little more, right? I just want more. I want more out of it, that's all. I'm waiting for action skills to come back. I'm getting like super excited about it. You know, Mad Mole, Joel Hwenning, he actually said he plans on incorporating a learn by doing hybridization with learn by looting. So I'm just waiting, buddy. I'm waiting. I'll play 7 Days to Die again. The viewers in the stream has doubled over a short time. Yeah, this is normal, more or less, right? Hello, Ash. Hello, buddy. Hello, Lone Star. DJ Oxy, good to see you guys. Yeah, I don't know, buddy. We have a lot of theories, but this time period right here, I would say, Rob, indicates where it started. November 30th. It would have been late November. As you can see, my views start getting crazy here. Crazy, and I have no idea why. And the thing is, these were probably real people, because look at the dislikes, right? The thing is, a lot of people were waking up in my stream who had no business being there, no algorithmic interest in my content or the game, or even perhaps gaming in general, right? And this kept up for a long time. There's an ongoing pattern. Even if you look up here, on the days where I get these crazy spikes, I was getting spikes and dislikes also, right? So factoring in all of that, I think YouTube was funneling more people into live streams to briefly take advantage of gifted memberships and super chats at the expense of video creators. Because all the people getting funneled into live streams, that's one less potential viewer for the video creators, right? And I think they did it deliberately to capitalize on the parasocial relationships therein. But now that there's so much scrutiny involving bots on the platform and authentic viewership, now they're perhaps backpedaling and taking away these advantages that live streamers such as myself have been benefiting from for a while. Now you can see it kind of tapered off after a little bit. It did taper off. There was, however, the odd stream where, again, you look at this dislike ratio and you look at my views, massive spike in views, massive spike in dislikes, and it's like they kind of wised up and realized they couldn't do it that consistently all the time. Right? It's crazy, buddy. It's crazy. This one's the only anomaly. All the ones where I got view spikes were typically a bad thing. A lot of dislikes. All the numbers crashed as soon as... Well, I mean, honestly, I think that the scrutiny might have a lot to do with it. I think it might. I hear you, Lone Star. I hear you. It's good to see you now, buddy. It's good to see you now. Yeah, I honestly, and that's why that conspiracy theory that I pitched to you, by the way, formal apology for assuming you deleted that comment. I feel like you deserve that. You don't fucking deserve to be slandered any more than I do, and you don't deserve to be assumed guilty. And I did it. So I'm sorry, buddy. Like, man to man, I'm sorry I did it. What was I about to look up? Right, the comment that I made on your video with my theory. I honestly think there might be a component to it where maybe Google was using its AI to inflate the viewer numbers so that it could milk more ad revenue from advertisers, and now it's covering its tracks. And unfortunately, it created a precedent in live streamers where we now expected so much more. And now, what if they're going to overcorrect with their course correction? And now even standard lurkers will be assumed to be inauthentic spam views, right? I have a lot of lurkers, right? I'm in North America, and those lurker, like, No, I'm in Europe and I have a lot of North American lurkers, the night shift crowd, right? I got a lot of people who they'll put a headphone in and they'll work their night shift and just listen to the stream, but they don't necessarily engage with it a whole lot. They don't chat, right? They don't click on things. They don't like it, which is fine and always been cool with it. But now what if, because my account is quote unquote under investigation and getting de-spammed, what if it's going to start counting my lurker audience from North America as illegitimate viewership, right? It's going okay, David. It's going okay. We're shooting the shit, talking. Yeah, just talking. We're talking about some of the things that have been happening on the platform lately and the way that live stream viewership has been unfolding over time. It's pretty sus. It's all been pretty damn sus. So we have the trash cans laid out. I'm gonna just try to play a little bit here. I'll keep up with chat, keep things going. I'm gonna have to buy a locker for the cleaner tomorrow, but we can indeed wait until tomorrow to do it. Because really it just matters that the botanists are synchronized and ready to start working first thing in the morning. Let's go grab our soil and put it in there for the testing. I have a bed here, so I'll be able to sleep pretty much right away. All right, and they have cash in their respective boxes, so let's just go to sleep. All right, so they're moving. Now I'm gonna have to get out there and buy a locker. Oh, Lone Star, I would have been streaming for a lot longer than this. Yeah, I would have been streaming for a lot longer than this, but I had to go into town today. I had to wrap up my immigration. I now belong in Czech. I've been verified to stay here. And, you know, yeah. But yeah, I got a late start tonight. A very late start. So, I came over here to buy a locker. Let's go get a locker. The cleaner has to tidy up. And we're gonna try and see how many coke plants that those botanists can feasibly handle, whether it's with moisture preservers or with air pots. And we have the AC units cranked. Oh, you mean in general? Okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, the time zone switch has been pretty crazy. A lot of the North American OGs, I don't get to see them as much, such as yourself, Lone Star. I don't get to see them as much, and it sucks. It sucks. All right. There we go. Now the trash will be cleaned up. And now we just watch. And we try to get an idea for how many plants they can comfortably deal with at any given time. And they're pretty much synchronized too. The test is gonna come down to the water. I probably should have given them each a separate supply shelf, but I didn't really think of it. Because then we'd be able to look at the total amount. They've both used 8 soil and 1 seed so far. This guy's in the lead with planting. Thank you, Jupiter. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Catch you later, Menno. We'll see you in a little bit, okay? I can reassign them to different supply shelves after all the plants are filled. It's possible that even this early we might get an idea of how many plants they're able to feasibly tend while they're doing the planting. It depends. Every plant has the speed grow effect of the AC units. Yeah, thank you very much, Menno. My channel is one of the few left that you watch consistently. I appreciate that, buddy. I don't like being all tinfoil hat about YouTube, but the bizarre things that I just showed you guys over here, like, that time period was so puzzling to me, and I remember it was filled with a lot of false hope and a lot of depression, because when you see your viewership spike up like that, like this, you get a lot of dislikes because of the algorithm. Like, you know, it was so weird, and I remember having this false hope that it was going to be something that would last. This right here, algorithmic push, this shows me that it wasn't botting, because would the bots come in and dislike, right? It's like real people were being funneled into my streams. Algorithmically, YouTube was doing something. It was doing something, and it was much to the benefit, and perhaps also simultaneously the dismay. Benefit of streamers, dismay of video creators, right? And I think it might have been to capitalize on those parasocial relationships and get more of the gifted memberships and stuff coming in, super chats. I think so. I can't prove it, and it sounds a little tinfoil hat if I do say so myself, but I have few other theories about it. Because when you see this massive spike, where my humble little channel is pulling in fucking, look at this, $200 in ad revenue. Dude, I'm lucky if I make $5, right? Like in a day with ad revenue, right? Typically I have a trickle coming in from ad revenue and memberships. On average, my daily intake is like 15 bucks, right? So when you get a day like this, where there's this rapid upheaval in viewers, where the hell is it? Right here, look at this. Fucking 1,600 concurrent viewers. I was nowhere near that, and my average was 929, right? And not all of them were bots. Otherwise, why would all the dislikes be there, right? People were waking up in my stream. It's fucking weird. You remember those streams, yeah, and a lot of people were saying they were waking up in them. So I'm wondering, what the hell is YouTube doing? Like, for real, what are they doing, right? What were they up to? And how is it going to continue playing out? Now, the first thing I notice, it looks like this guy with the AirPods, he's actually planting and watering faster. He's already planting that 8th plant, and this guy's watering the 7th. So there's definitely like a difference there. Now, this is a sample size of 1, so take it with a grain of salt, but he doesn't need to water that plant yet, and he almost has all 8 done. So he managed to get that all done. Is he gonna go from this last plant here to watering? No, he's walking back. Okay, fair enough. We're gonna keep on observing. I tried to put it close to the door to eliminate walking time, so he's going back to water this plant now. And if we're right, then he should do the rounds watering all of these plants. Like, by the time he's done watering that one, this one might need water. That guy's going back. Obviously, this guy's gonna have a lot less watering to do. I'm gonna look at the end of the day to see how many of these plants got harvested, and we're gonna write down the total yield. You just got off work and you're exhausted, eh? I feel you, buddy. I hear you. Get the rest you need. It's all good. I appreciate that you came to stop by and say hello. I really do. Well, he's not staying here to water all the plants. He seems to come to water a couple, and then he goes away. These guys, this plant hasn't even had to be watered once yet. These plants are growing faster. They require more watering. Really, until we start harvesting them, we're not going to know for sure. I am going to divvy up these supplies. Okay. So they've both planted 8 seeds and they've both used 8 soil. So with that in mind, we're gonna put a stack of 2 right there, indicating that's how much was used, and then we're gonna have 2 more stacks for a total of 30, and we're gonna write that down. This guy, same thing, put the 2, and then 2 stacks of 10, followed by evenly distributing these seeds. Okay, so everybody, I'll take that away so it's even. Everybody was given 50 seeds and 30 soil, so we're gonna write that down. Botanist tests, 50 seeds, 30 soil. So we know what their starting resources were, so we can parse how many seeds they go through at the end of each day. No, yeah, Snap, he came here and he told me he never reported the channel. And we've been talking a lot about it, buddy. We've been talking a lot about it. I'm doing okay, buddy. I'm doing all right, all things considered. Hanging in, you know, up against the ropes, never down for the count, all that. Yeah, Rob's here. He's here, bro. I kind of believe him too, cause like I'm taking him at his word. The thing is, it's not just me, apparently. We've spent the past hour going through so many different details in my analytics, taking a look at these anomalous views. Here's where we're sitting right now, Snap. I'll summarize everything for you as best as I remember it. So we actually think that YouTube has been funneling a shitload of people into live streams to capitalize on the parasocial relationships and garner more gifted membership revenue and super chat revenue. We think that that's been the play. I have a whole bunch of time periods where a shitload of sleepers were being funneled into my streams, like people who left autoplay on. And in all the streams where I get a spike in viewers, like an unjustified random ass spike, I'm also getting a spike in dislikes because people are waking up in a stream that they algorithmically do not care for in a niche that they do not subscribe to, right? And we think that YouTube has been funneling people into those live streams for that boosted revenue. And moreover, we think that they might have been doing it at the expense of video creators. I have more. Give me a second to remember it. Oh, right. So I think that for a long time, Snap, I've been benefiting from preferential treatment on the platform side because of that algorithmic push. And I think that now what I'm perceiving as injustice is actually equal treatment. I think that now the gravy train has stopped. There's an old quote, and I've said it like 3 times already in this stream, but when you're used to preferential treatment, equality feels like injustice. And I suspect that might be what's happening now. Is YouTube's been fucking over video creators for a long time now, several months. We went back in the timeline. My viewership spike started in November, I think, late November, and they've persisted up until now, random spikes. But now that people are investigating view botting and it's called into question the validity of certain viewers all across the platform, now they're backtracking on it and they're trying to balance out the algorithm and put more people into videos with the autoplay recommendations rather than just live streams, right? We think that YouTube is backpedaling now, otherwise it might come out and be blatantly obvious for all to see when they observe their analytics data that YouTube has been engaging in preferential treatment and favoritism toward live stream creators at the expense of video creators all across the platform. So that's where we stand right now. You got too many botanists, yeah? Be fair, oh Snap, be fair. He did not slander me. Like, he even mentioned my channel, and he showed the, he showed the random spikes. But, I feel like with Rob, he was investigating something, and I simply introduced him to another perspective of what he was investigating, right? Ever since, Rob has known now about, like, the algorithmic pushes. Like, he now is aware that there is view botting, but there's also this strange algorithmic abnormality happening that has been happening since November. So, don't think of it like he's just taking advantage of small streamers or, hitting down or any shit like that, because really, the insights I provided have kind of just helped him to have a broader view of, like, not the view botting, but this other perspective where it's like, what the fuck is going on algorithmically, right? And he's here, he's chatting, we're shooting the shit, we're talking about it, we're trying to figure it out, we're bouncing ideas. It's cool, buddy, it's cool. Well, and I do have reservations about reporting a channel based on what it looks like. To be fair, though, I looked at that video he made about the other guy, and the other guy was consistently getting thousands, consistently. And then once he was reported, his viewership tanked, right? Is there the possibility that this guy was getting the algorithmic preferential treatment that I was getting, but on a larger, more consistent scale? Possibly. Is it possible that he did not do any view botting and his channel coming under scrutiny punished him for something he wasn't even culpable for? Possibly. But his situation and mine were different, right? This guy that Rob did report was consistently getting thousands, like every single stream. And then right after the reporting happened, it plummeted. His real numbers were okay. His real numbers were perfectly livable, right? Well, I think Rob is as concerned as we are that, like, look at it this way, right? Snap, you've heard probably about the games journalists, the game reviewers that aren't even real, right? There's literally fake people with fake accounts on social media. Asmongold was recently talking about this. They're fake video game reviewers who do not actually exist, right? Oh, okay, hang on. I gotta set up outputs real quick. We'll continue this. Yeah, so let's put this right here, and this one over here. Gotta be quick though. Destination in there. I'm gonna do all of them. Okay, manage the 7 pots. Their destination goes in here. That's going to measure our yield. And then these ones go in here. Shit, I didn't make this too easy for myself. I should have had this done already, but at least we're doing it now before it's too late to do it. All right, there we go. Yeah, and you know what, Snap? Tensions are high. The thing is, you're just really loyal to me, Snap. You're very loyal to the channel. You've been here for a while. You don't want anybody to be fucking... Because you know me, and you know that I wouldn't be dishonest enough to view bot. And you're worried that Rob has nefarious intentions, like he's, that he might be causing problems for the channel. But I assure you he's not, right? And... we're going to try to figure it out. We're going to try to figure out what the hell YouTube has been doing these past several months. It's been affecting many creators, not just me. Apparently, Brian Menard was pulling in 25,000 people some streams, and then it was reduced down to like 2,000 after all this was over. Like, a lot of sussery going on, right? Like a shitload of sussery. It's every genre too, not just gaming. Yeah, I don't trust YouTube one bit, to tell you the truth. Like, I should move these over. They should have the same distance to walk to get to their supplies, but I'll have to do it after. I could potentially leave it the way it is. The difference in walking space between these chests, even though it's asymmetrical, is probably about the difference in distance that they have to walk to reach their plant pots anyway. So, you know, it won't change the numbers that much. Yeah, it's happening, David. It's weird, man. It's weird. And the thing is, it seems twice as suspicious for YouTube to do it because YouTube is owned by Google. So it introduces the possibility of like, holy shit, what if they're actually using their own AI to manipulate these things? Real conflict of interest there when a social media platform in the age of viewbotting and fake viewers has an AI at its beck and call. It's one of the world leaders in artificial intelligence. Yeah, Lone Star, that seems like a good theory. Oh God, and you remember, God, there's so much vitriol now towards viewbotters, and maybe that's what YouTube is trying to do, as you said, is obfuscate the discussion about what YouTube has been doing and using quote unquote phantom viewbotters as a scapegoat for the algorithmic fuckery that they've been committing to, right? Maybe. Anyway, it's almost the time freeze, so we're going to be able to assess how many plants were harvested, how much we got on day one, and write it down. YouTube as a corporation has a lot of vested interest in making sure we investigate each other instead of investigating them. Yeah, you know what? I'm getting better internet in like a week, and I'm gonna start multi-streaming to probably Kick and Rumble. I don't really want to go near Twitch. Half the shit I say, I'd be banned on Twitch in a day, right? But I'm gonna go to Kick and Rumble. In addition to YouTube, I'll multi-stream to those platforms, and maybe that'll pad my income a little bit and make sure that, because I feel like YouTube, honestly, man, they are the most nefarious and deceptive social media company. I mean, we can say what we will about, you know, every single social media platform was accepting handshake deals from the Biden administration to censor for COVID. We know that. But I feel like the cards that YouTube is playing are worse and further reaching than Twitch giving Hassan some favorable bans of like over a weekend that end early, right? Like, I feel like there's a great difference between YouTube's capacity for corruption being owned by Google and Twitch's capacity for corruption. YouTube is the world leader social media platform, right? And it just stands to reason that, oh, we're done. Okay, let's assess. So after day one, we have more leaves in the coca. 60 in total, and we have, so that's, this guy would fuel 3 drying racks on day one, so 60 in total and 48. Let's write that down. 60 coca leaves on day one. I'll try to make like a little chart. Day one, botanist, let's go MP, and then separate it, and this guy will be AP, moisture pots and air pots, right? And we'll have those 2 columns and we'll fill them in. So after day one, moisture pot guy had 42 leaves. And AP had 60. So let's go to sleep. Oh, Risotto, I never lost my channel necessarily, but yeah, we've been talking about it all day. YouTube has been algorithmically manipulating a lot of things, and we suspect, nefarious intentions behind it. Not just for me, it's platform-wide, far-reaching, several implications involved. I won't bore you with it, but the channel's probably going to be okay over the long term. All right, the day 2 data is where we're gonna really start to see some changes here. Yeah, he's watering plants. As you guys can see, he's not even harvesting these yet. So there is a harvesting delay. He's probably gonna end up stuck in a watering loop for like a lot of these. Yeah, so this is the first sort of bottleneck issue. So the moisture pot guy, he caught up. He closed that gap after the first day, and he may actually take the lead because he's going to spend less time watering. So I think in the end, output volume will be... Okay, so essentially right now we're finding out how many plants this guy can comfortably handle without any delays in the production. And I think it might be 5 or 6, but certainly not 8. He might even... Are these watered? Okay, so he's gonna have time to harvest those. Yeah, we're gonna need more data, but we're getting our first answers here. And we're gonna keep up this test over time. Maybe I could speed up time. What if I set the time scale to 2? Because I mean, then, you know, yeah, we'll get possibly our data faster. As long as we don't go overboard with the time scale, I'd imagine the data will be accurate. The channel that had all those views, you posted it in Discord. Is this the guy that I was being told about earlier today? I think somebody earlier today was talking about somebody where they told YouTube what was happening with their higher views, and YouTube said not to worry about it. Yeah, I don't know. All right. So this guy is processing all of his plants still, but we're gonna have to wait and see what happens as they continue to grow. He may get caught in a watering loop with like 5 of them, a watering and harvesting loop with 5 of them, and start neglecting some of the plants. We're kind of waiting to see how that goes. This guy has 96 leaves, and this guy also has 96. So right now they're neck and neck. I appreciate that, Risotto. Thank you. Yeah, it's been pretty hectic. The theory right now is that YouTube was, well, it's not a theory that YouTube was pushing people into live streams way more than they should have been. We actually, this is our theory as it stands, is YouTube was capitalizing on the parasocial relationship of live streams to get more gifted memberships and super chat revenue. And it was coming at the expense of their video creators. And now they're kind of backpedaling on it and fixing it. So to live streamers like me who have been benefiting from higher viewership for months now, it looks like injustice when really they're just bringing us back down. So let's say this is video creators and this is live streamers. We were getting this much algorithmic support and video creators were getting this much. So now they've brought us down and brought them up. So it might look like injustice when really it's just the balancing out of the preferential treatment that we have been getting for a long time. But then that begs the question, why was YouTube giving live streamers that preferential treatment? What were they gaining? And how how can we explain their motive in it, right? And if we were to take a look, would we see that video creators have improved in algorithmic push while live streamers like me have decreased, right? Is there a commensurate rate of improvement that matches for video creators my decline in consistency? Not too much, Zachary, not too much, brother. Yeah, we're shooting the shit, talking about stuff, trying to figure things out here. Yeah, there's been a lot of talking. I'm doing okay, Judy. I'm doing all right. How are you doing? Observer, good to see you. Thank you for saying hello. I'm kind of hoping for an expose sometime soon. Okay, so just like an expose of what YouTube's intentions were, what the hell they've been up to. Let's do a quick Google search. Live streams getting massive views lately, Reddit. And then let's sort by the past month. Yeah, I can't find anybody talking about this. Let's try over the past 3 months. So let's go from, this started around late November. So we'll go from November 27th, to now. Or maybe we go all the way back to November and we just take a look at that, because I feel like November might have the answers. Maybe from November to December. November 27th to December 27th. Massive vertical live viewer drop-off 3 months ago. For the past few days, I started doing vertical live streams and would get 20 to 40K views. What's a vertical live stream? I don't know. YouTube streams being flooded with viewers but not chatters. I'm thinking bots. So this was 3 months ago. This was when I was getting it on mine. So it was even happening to small streamers where they were getting way more. Like this guy said that 12 people was a lot for him, but nobody was talking. So it's like YouTube was shoving people into whatever streams they could get them in. And some people are reporting massive drops in viewers for the same time frame, and it was the exact opposite for me. I was getting massive peaks. So the real question becomes, does it have to do with the frequency of ads that I had on my channel? I have ads every 18 minutes. You know, every 18 minutes. So what if the people who were getting reductions in views were actually people who didn't have their ad frequency set as high? I don't know. It's hard to speculate on. Oh, Sports Stooge. Holy shit, buddy. Thank you so much. During these tumultuous times, that matters more than ever, so thank you. And thanks to the rest of you who are here chilling. I really appreciate it. Every bit helps, every bit, especially during these trying times with YouTube engaging in such fuckery. It's been a rough year for you, Judy. I'm really sorry to hear that. I heard that Shibi left. I mean, I don't want you to get into personal stuff, but I mean, you know, I would have thought that you guys would have grown closer after what happened to your mom. What's, you know, yeah. Yeah, that's huge, Sports Stooge. That is, again, I say it a lot, but food on my table and shelter over my head. Especially now. Especially now. So thank you, buddy. That is... This is only bot money, don't worry. Thank you, buddy. Thank you very much. And bless you. Small video with comments, understanding, and Horizon is big screen comments off to the right. Underneath. Okay, with comments underneath and... How are we doing here? So, okay, this guy is kind of crushing it, actually. We almost have, what's that, 10 slots? So that would be 10 times 20. That would be 200. Okay, they're actually kind of neck and neck. It looks like the other guy might be spending so much time watering that he harvests less. But now all these are done. So again, the AirPod guy might take the lead before the end of the day. Because this one's just about to be done. He might harvest it right before the time freeze. It's hard to say. Okay, so day's end tally, we're at 200 leaves, 204 for the AirPod guy. And 192 for this guy. So moisture pots, 192, and air pots, 204. All right, so there is a lead forming. Now, let me just take a look at their supplies here. It's still doing fine on everything. Oh, whoa. What the fuck is up with that? I had an equal amount of seeds in here. That's... Oh, you know what? I probably forgot to assign the other... Okay. I forgot to actually assign it. Fair enough. All right. Yeah, I forgot to assign the other supply shelf, which is fine. It doesn't really fudge the numbers that much. So that was day 2, actually. Day 2. AirPods seem to have a lead. They do. And he's actually... He's not getting stuck in watering loops necessarily. The AC units and the AirPods seem to be outperforming the moisture preserving pods and the AC unit. In fact, just one botanist assigned to 8 plants was getting enough for 3 drying racks every day. Hello, Kaler. Hello, DRS5. Welcome, welcome. Longer views equal more ad revenue. And we think, Observer, that they're trying to push live streams specifically. Because live streams come with parasocial relationships, which typically results in more gifted memberships, more super chats, more money in YouTube's pocket. But when they do that, they do it at the expense of video creators. right? So we actually think that YouTube might now be trying to rebalance it and cover its tracks, because if it came out that for the past several months, YouTube has been prioritizing live streams at the expense of video creators, there might actually be more video creators than there are live stream creators on the platform, right? So if YouTube has been engaging in that sort of nefarious practice, giving the advantage to live streamers to line its own pockets further, yeah, it's crazy. All right, yeah, AirPod guy is definitely in the lead, and the lead seems to be growing rather than shrinking. And he hasn't gotten caught in a watering loop at all. Maybe it's just how fast the plants are growing, but here, set time scale 2. I think that it might be the AC units that are providing the viability to the AirPods, because it used to be that moisture preservers, they actually outperformed AirPods through and through, but maybe the combination of having AC units and AirPods has now changed that meta. The rules are... Oh, the rules for this series, Kaler, were just... it's just permadeath, perma-arrest. What I'm doing right now, though, is I'm comparing the leaf output every day between AirPod guy and moisture-preserving pot guy, except with the added wild card of having the AC units involved. So every single one of these pots has the maximum temperature benefit of 40 degrees, and we're seeing which performs better. At present, it seems like AirPods are actually good now. Well, hang on. So we got more leaves coming in. 128 right there. But right here we have 152, or 252 actually. 252, 228. So there's a significant lead forming here. And it looks like now he's getting to a point where he always has something to do. He's always hovering around the plants. He's gonna water that one and then plant that one, harvest these two, which ultimately results in less downtime. Like, he's constantly working. Whereas Moisture Pot guy, he's probably gonna end up walking back there after he harvests and replants that plant right there. No, he's... Yo, that too. Yeah, bowl cut guy loves his AirPods. Your family is keeping you in a threshold, but you're not giving up? Well, just hang in there, Judy. Hang in there, all right? The US government decided to start taking 200. It's what little disability you get to pay for Medicare, which you don't... True. I'm sorry to hear that, Lone Star. I'm sorry to hear that. You can't be free? How's your relationship with your family, Judy? Is it good or bad? I mean, you don't have to... Let me preface this. You don't have to say. Okay? You don't have to say. But I'm curious about the dynamic. Like, do you love Shibi? Do you want him around? Is he at odds with your family? I wish I understood more about the situation as a whole. Is your family coming between your relationship with you and Shibi? Like, would you rather have him, or would you rather have your family around? Or would you rather have everybody getting along? Is there like fighting, you know? Bad right now, your family has issues? Okay, fair enough. Laundering is done. We'll start the next batch. I would need more money from... Hang on. Post office, max. Taco ticklers, max. Yeah, we're okay. We can just launder that much. I have $1. So we're at 288 leaves for airpot guy. And 276 for this guy, but he's about to harvest. Largely, it looks like they end up being neck and neck. It does seem that way. But, I mean, if we're going... The thing is, they're completely synchronized. So if we are going by the actual result, it does seem like there is a slight boost in productivity for this guy. For AirPod man. So we're now at 288. 288. So they might be tied for day 3, but there's still a lot of day 3 left. And I'd imagine this guy is gonna get like probably a couple harvests potentially before the time freeze. You're just getting tired of them? Well, Judy, yeah, I get you. Ten years ago this year? Goddamn Lone Star. That's as long as I've been with Zuzi, buddy. That's sad, buddy. Talking about stuff like this, it definitely helps to put in perspective how small my channel issues might, you know, like how small they seem. Where there's, you know, God, I take it for granted so often how Zuzi helps me, and just the nature of our relationship being as good as it is, I do take it for granted quite a bit, and I want to try to have more gratitude for it and remember how fucking lucky I am. Everything else aside, you know, I carry a lot of shame about my income and about what I'm not able to provide for her. Like, we get by, but... And yes, I just bought her a computer. Like, nobody's disputing I do stuff for her and I try hard for her, but let's be real, if I worked a quote-unquote real job, like even just a minimum wage real job, I would be able to provide so much more for her, right? And it's not lost on me that that's the case. Unfortunately, I'm not a traditionally masculine man in the sense where I have one objective. I want to provide for my family and I want to give them the best life possible, right? I'm selfish enough where I have to weigh their needs, Zuzi's needs, with my desire to not hate my job. And like, I wish I could just shut the part of me off that thought about my job and my comfort and just focus on making sure she's as comfortable as possible, right? And it almost like it's like an incorrigible selfishness, so to speak, where I'm only willing to provide for her within the parameters of me having a job that I can stand. And for some reason, there's this innate part of me that's always been unwilling to work a menial, shitty job. I worked for a grocery store. I lasted like 2 months before I got fired. And, you know, it's just weird to think about. Weird to think about how I can be that way and be on its face selfish, on its face less masculine, on its face less of a man, and somehow still garner her affection, her approval, her, like, she actually loves me. She doesn't think any less of me. She understands me, and she swears up and down that it is her privilege to understand me and to be there for me and to stand by me. And I need to have more gratitude for that, because when you look at every available metric, I should not have her love and support, because I'm not doing everything I can. I'm not sacrificing my comfort to work a job I hate so that she can be more comfortable. And just looking at all of it in totality, man, like it, yeah. Well, Judy, maybe you should have a talk with Sheeby and see if you guys could work together to try and find a way to move out of your family's place. Maybe you guys could move out, start something new, you know?
Hello? Dinner is ready.
Okay. I'll pop off of here soon. All right, guys. So after this day, this is the end of day 3. I think it's pretty set and match here. Yeah, she had her audiobook in, so she couldn't really hear any of that. 200 and 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So 348. That's for the AirPods. No, I wasn't bad-mouthing you, sweetie. Quite the opposite, actually. 3, 4, so 312. So we can see, guys, we've gathered data. Not only with the AC units was the botanist able to keep up with 8 different plants and consistently harvest them without any backups happening, but the AirPod guy was able to greatly outperform against the moisture pots guy. As you can see, the AirPods guy, he gained a lead on day 1, and it looks like every single day that lead kind of grow. Well, not every day. The lead was greatest. On day 1, he had an 18 leaf lead, but then over here on day 3, he's actually got like a 26 leaf lead. It's substantial. 36? Yeah, that's a 36 leaf lead. So the lead seems like it's growing over time. So when you have AC units and you have AirPods, then you can greatly outperform the moisture pots. So the moisture pots are no longer the meta. The AirPods, while they were counterintuitive before, have become wildly useful for coca production. You are able to produce more, and I think it's a snowball. Like, the more time that passes, the greater the difference will become, right? So, I hope so, George. I hope so, buddy. Yeah, I hope so.
Oi, mister.
Hmm?
What have you been talking about me? You've been gossiping about me with chat?
No,
talking some shit.
Yeah, that's true,
It's nice
observer.
to hear you laugh.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really sorry to hear that, Lone Star. Light a candle, buddy. Light a candle. Time flies the older you get, yeah. I remember remarking, I have a very vivid memory in grade 7. My teacher, Mr. Dixon, I told him that it felt like time was getting faster and faster and faster, and that was just in grade 7. And Mr. Dixon said to me, he said, you know what's really crazy, Tom? The older you get, time's gonna get faster and faster and faster, and the days will be gone quicker than you can keep up with them. And coming now to, like, you know, I was 14 then, and maybe like 13, and coming now to, right, it would have been like 12 in grade 7, regardless, irrelevant. Coming now to being like late mid 30s, it does get faster, Lone Star. And I'd imagine, you know, if when I get up there in the years, can it possibly get even faster? I feel like the days are just bleeding into each other one from the next, and I'm losing time, you know? Anyway, buddy, light a candle for your wife. God bless her. Trust me, he wasn't lying. Yeah. You never know, buddy. You never know. You give it time. You lead a good life. You pass away. She might be waiting for you at those pearly gates, buddy. If we're lucky. How can we believe in heaven when human rationale exists? But I want to. I want to believe in it. I want to believe I'm going to see my loved ones again. My late brother, my dogs and cats that I have loved over the course of my life, my mother when she passes, God forbid, right? My father, and just everybody. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for chilling. And Stooge, thank you so much for that support, buddy. So much. It means the world to me. It made a huge difference. I hope you know. Yeah, I'm gonna take off now. We're coming back tomorrow to I don't know what. I kind of want to play more Dragon Age. It doesn't perform that well viewership wise, but playing it for my own pleasure, you know, right now I'm kind of in an odd middling space where I don't quite know what to play. Let's go to sleep here. Our test is done. AirPods are the verdict. AirPods are way better. So now we know that we're going to be using botanists with AirPods when we do our bricks per day test. Yeah. However, I'm going to keep this data because so AirPods were the clear winner. We're going to try doing an AirPod setup, but we're going to see how many leaves he can produce. Here, leaves per day. So we're going to see how many leaves per day the AirPod guy can produce when he's using additives. Yeah, and moreover, how many plants he can adequately tend to, because using additives makes them spend more time at each plant. So he might actually have less time for watering the others and he might get backed up because of it, right? He was able with the AC units to keep up with 8 plants. That might not be true if he has 3 additives to add. But the additives would certainly like potentially improve volume. We need to get that data because there is a direct correlation between volume and bricks per day, right? So we'll do that test next. We have our data. So AirPod guy 1, AirPod guy 1, semicolon, next. Test additives being added to the growing process. Yeah, and then we basically do a 3-day test with additives and we see how the numbers on day 1, 2, and 3 compare. All right, so that's our little test for the next episode here in our forever world. I'm glad we have it. I hope so too, Lone Star. I hope so too. Yeah, hopefully. It would suck, you know. For a while there, I really felt like I was riding the cloud 9 of success and that my desire to provide everything Zuzi deserves was right around the corner and that it would be fulfilled. And then, you know, to be set back by algorithmic fuckery, it's disheartening, demoralizing, and even mildly depressing. But today proved one thing to me, and it's that I have a great community. I really appreciate you guys. A lot of you rallied to the muster, right? You showed up. You showed up, and I appreciate all of you. I hear you. I appreciate you. I'm grateful for you, and I hope that we can continue growing together. And I'm going to start multi-streaming in about a week. So if you like another platform more than YouTube, maybe you could watch me over there when I'm doing it, huh? All right. Take care. Rock on and peace out, everybody. We'll see you in a little bit. Keep love alive. Live to forgive. Let redemption ride shotgun. Yeah. All right. Good night, everybody.